Oh, someone's at the door.
Come
How
on
are ya?
in. Hi, Beth.
Nancy, how are you?
Hi, honey. How are you, Kev?
Very good, very good. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Look at Mini Kevin.
Mini Kevin. Well, we brought you a few things today. We're going to do a little bit of baking, I hear.
Yeah, I can't wait. I never used fondant.
Well, this is the first time that we've actually mixed fondant with Guinness and buttermilk and raisins. Not that we will actually mix them together, but it's all good stuff, you know.
I'm ready. I'm as excited as you are. Let's get started. Hi, Beth. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Nancy. How are you? Come on. We're going to have a busy day today.
I'm very well, darling.
Although I do have a shock for you today. I know you introduced me and everybody knows me from satin ice and from fondant, and that's my world. But, you know, I've been convinced to come here today, celebrate St. Patrick's Day with you, and to make some scones and soda bread. Let's get started and I'll tell you about it, okay?
Show me.
Okay. So I've started out here today, and of course we have some traditional Irish products, our Guinness here for later. Not for the soda bread, but for maybe consuming with it. We do have some Kerrygold products here. I used our butter. And again, the ingredients, we're using a blend of flour here. So when you make a scone or a biscuit, you don't typically want to always use bread flour. It can make them a little bit tough, okay? So to have a nice tender product, you mentioned buttermilk, but the flour is very important. 250 grams of flour. Well, I'm gonna.
Equate to.
Exactly. Here we go.
Okay.
9 ounces. So what we'll do is we'll post the recipe, I think, for your friends out there, that everybody can see it. And you know, I've measured it in grams and ounces. You know, it's really foolproof, this recipe. It's quick and easy to do. Basically, the ingredients we're using. Again, when you think of scones, biscuits, soda bread, they're all aerated using baking soda and buttermilk. We don't use any yeast here, so it is a yeast-free product. And in here I have our baking soda. I'm going to pop that right in there.
1/4 of an ounce.
And then we have our salt.
So what does that 1/4 of an ounce equate to in teaspoons?
1/4 of an ounce is probably about, of the baking powder, about 1.5 teaspoons.
Okay.
And then you could say about 1 tablespoon of salt. Okay. And then we're adding some sugar in here. Okay, 4 ounces.
4 ounces, so that's a half a cup.
There you go. And then we're also going to add some of, you can use butter, margarine, whatever your preference is. Today I'm working with Kerrygold products. And you can find this in your local store, any good quality butter. And then we have our buttermilk down here, okay, which equates to 14 ounces, which is just slightly under a pound of buttermilk. And we have 1 whole egg that we'll add in a few minutes. But the first thing we want to do is blend our ingredients together. And clearly you can do this. Obviously you wash your hands, and you're basically just breaking or blending the butter through the flour and the other dry ingredients. My background, of course, is originally from Dublin, Ireland, and I grew up, we had a family bakery business in Dublin, and we made bread, cakes, pastries, everything was made from scratch.
And is this how your grandmother incorporated the butter with the flour?
Well, it was actually, I have to give credit to all my family, including really my parents that I grew up with. And in our bakery business, we worked with a lot of commercial machines that did this operation for many products, but the soda bread was always made in this manner, where we just used our hands to mix it. And again, you don't have that over mixing or toughening of the dough because you're using a machine, you know. So this is the surprise part. I can either make a bay in the bowl like this and just add my liquid in. You can see in here there's a nice bay created. Or we can do it the old-fashioned way and we can just empty all the ingredients out on the table. And this to me is like the fun way, but especially when you have kids involved and they want to have a go at making some scones.
Or grandmother.
Or grandmothers. And basically, you know, you're just forming a bay here. And so there's all of our dry ingredients. We now take the buttermilk and the egg. We're cracking our egg in here, and everything goes right into the center, just like that, okay? Everybody always watches this and they're ready for the sides of this to open up and for my dam to break, so to speak. But it's really easy to do this. And you're just mixing it in like this, and you start to pull in the ingredients and blend them together.
It's like old-fashioned mud pies.
And again, by doing it this way and just using your fingers, you're mixing it very gently. So it's very important that you don't overmix the dough. And you just pull everything in together like this on the table. And again, gently just bring that dough and flour and the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients together. And yeah, and you can see how simple this is, from literally weighing up to making this final dough. It's literally just a matter of minutes. So, you know, it's one of those breads that you can make very, very quickly in a short amount of time. So Nancy, now we're going to roll out our dough, okay? So you just take a small rolling pin, flour the piece of dough, just gently dust it with flour, and we slowly...
And these are going to be our sconces. And after our sconces, then we're going to make the soda bread, which I think is really my favorite because it's got a little sugar on it and a few raisins.
So I'm just using a little bit of flour here. This is a small 1.5 inch round cutter. You can use any shape you wish at all. And literally I'm going to place them like this. Actually, why don't you place? If I cut and you place, that works. Okay, excellent. And the next part of the project we're going to do is just take a little bit of, this is an egg. It's a little bit of egg diluted with water. And we just want to paint the top of the scones. And that will give it a nice golden color when they come from the oven. So just very gently paint the scones. Again, the dough is a nice tender dough. We're using self-raising flour. We're using all-purpose 50-50 blended together. It's got sugar in there. It's got some butter in there. It's got buttermilk. So it's a nice tender product. And sometimes it's good to let them rest just for 5 to 10 minutes before they go into the oven. The dough becomes nice and relaxed. And then once they go in and they hit the 450 degrees heat, they'll pop in the oven. And we'll bake them for 14 minutes at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Excellent. Our scones are ready to bake.